What's up, guys? Welcome back to True Sound Studios. I'm Weezna. So today I'm going to show you guys what I can do in the mastering process. Now, this isn't a video I'm going to show you exactly what I did, because really every single song to my ears needs different things. Like, there is no, I'm just going to put my mastering template on there and then your song's going to sound better. Every song that I listen to needs a different amount of processing. Some might need more compression, some might need no compression, some might need a ton of EQ, and sometimes the songs just aren't even good enough that I need to get into stem mastering so that I can actually tweak some of the elements so that I can actually make a good sounding master. Now, that all depends on the song that you give me. Most of the clients that I work with are recording at home in their home studios and are just looking to get their song to just sound better, it as good as humanly possible, need a second ear and need a second person to really just, take their track to the next level so it sounds really, really nice. So without getting into too much detail, there's two different types of mastering that I'm going to show you guys in this video. Now, there's two songs that I did stem mastering. So this is where you take your song and you're just going to give me chunks of audio. So for example, all your drums, exactly the way you mix them, except it's going to be in a file that's just drums. It's going to be a stereo file of all your drums mixed together, and then maybe all of your guitars mixed together in a second stereo file, and then all of your vocals in a third stereo file. So really, I'm just getting three separate files so that I can separately affect the drums, the guitars, and the vocals, or however your song is put together. It might be more synth based, or maybe it's hip hop, or whatever it might be. I first will listen to the song and then I'll tell you how to give me those files so that I can make it sound as good as humanly possible. Now, in other cases, you might be really good at mixing and I won't need to do stem mastering. I can just do standard mastering. And I'm going to show you, there's three songs in this video that I'm going to show you guys where I just did standard mastering. Okay, with all that being said, let's check out the first track. Now, this was a stem master, but only because they sent the instrumental separate from the vocals, because the vocals needed to have an edited and then a standard version, and they wanted me to do some different variations of the mix for certain things. So anyways, here's the first track, and it is stem mastering.
Talking these meal tickets, yeah, like a Hellcat, the way the flow jet transition and burn tracks can't hold back. You can try and study the hustle, but you can't clone that. I own that, down like 4 flats on the old lack. Vision clear as ever on the level only God can see. Kept growing while on his odyssey like you gotta be. Goal at the end of a tunnel, humble is prophecy. Bold to the nearest who stumble, tumble right by the feet. Yeah, whoever speak brings gotta leak. My life for me at its peak, never had a leak. Homonyms and multiples, better listen to. Smell the aroma, I'm back up in the kitchen. Let me cook, babe. White hat, see me whipping new. Evisu jeans, take them back, go get her.
Now, I did volume match these, but you can hear there's a lot of extra energy now in what's going on with the mastered version. And this particular artist actually does not like any compression. So this entire mastering process was done mainly using saturation from everything from the Audioscape decomp, the Victor Custom Sat Station, saturation on the West Audio NG Bus Comp, some tape reel saturation once again from Victor Custom, and then at the very end there was just a limiter, which was the Better Maker Darth limiter. So really I had to do all this like loudness using saturation because he does not like any compression, and I totally understand that and respect that. And so he likes to work with me because I actually listen to him and can still get a great sounding master by using a lot of saturation and some EQ, not a ton of EQ. I really kind of use saturation as EQ like I did in this song. Okay, so this next song is also stem mastering, except this one needed stem mastering because just the way that it was mixed, we just needed some additional work on the drums, the guitars, really just all the elements just needed to come together better. And so the mixing engineer sent me separate kick, separate snare, separate overheads, separate toms, all the guitars grouped together, all the bass grouped together, and then all the vocals. So it was less than 10 stems, but I had a little bit of, almost like I'm able to affect the mix. And kind of how I look at it is this is like a refining mix. So I'm taking the elements that I heard in the mix that I was originally sent. I listen to it and I say, hey, I think you should send me a separate this, separate that, so that I can individually work on those things that needed a little bit of help. So once again, this is stem mastering, but check out this track.
Blood! Information! Blood! Bleeding through your eyes! Flowing through the streets! Blood! Information! Blood! Bleeding through your eyes! Flowing through the streets! Say no! And taking over control! Stop the hate!
So you can obviously hear, I did add some drum samples to the actual drums themselves. Now I have a ton of tools and I'm a drummer of 25 years. I always try to use as much as humanly possible the actual drum sound. I am not a fan of just sample, replace it, and call it done. Like I really, really want to be able to bring out the best of the drums. And because I have so many years of experience, I really usually am able to get a really good drum sound with what I'm given. But every once in a while, the drums just don't sound great from the start. So I do have to sample, replace, or sample augment in this case, where I'm adding samples on top of the actual drums to get a better drum sound. And of course, you can hear the before and after of what I was able to do with the guitars, make it sound more powerful, more upfront, and just overall just a better product in the end. Now this track kind of shows the fact that I don't always just work with, English speaking artists, here in the US. Ever since True Sound Studios went all online mixing and mastering, I work with people literally all over the world. I have a running list of all the different countries and whatnot that I've worked with. Now I'm not 100% sure what she's saying in this song, but you'll hear this is just standard mastering. So I'm not doing stem mastering anymore. These are all going to be, the next three are all going to be just standard mastering. But you're going to hear what I can do by bringing out clarity. And I would say most of this is done with analog gear. I might occasionally use something like Soothe to maybe fix a problem with something specific, but I really try to use all this gear that is on my desk to try to make a really great sounding master. Anyways, check out this track.
Hoy te tengo en mis fotos para recordar ese mes hermoso. Apenas nos conocemos y me mostraste un cielo nuevo. Te vi de mañana y a la noche en el bar te encontré. Una mezcla de 3 idiomas nos llevó a entender nuestra historia. Gracias a vos hice un viaje que no olvidaré.
Okay, so for the next track, this is an artist that I've been working with for a while. We do a lot of stuff back and forth. Really, really enjoy working with them. We've done everything from like more rock stuff to EDM to pop and all sorts of genres of music. I will also drum on some of his tracks as well. So we have this great working relationship. And this is a track that he more recently sent me. And this one, I mean, the mix right from the start already sounds very good. So you will notice some like mid-range and, upper highs kind of boost that I did to help bring out some clarity in the track and help control the low end, but still make it sound very powerful. So check out this track.
So what did you say?
Personally, what I really like about what I was able to bring out in mastering is it just kind of seems like just a slight mask was over the track before, and I kind of helped to bring out, you know, everything from the mids and up, and just kind of add a nice shine and sheen to the track, because adding brightness to any song, especially in mastering, is really tricky because it can get harsh really quick. But using certain like transformers as like ways to boost top end, especially with this, the Rupert Neve 5059 with their silk texture, I love what that will do. Also the IGS Khaotek EQ adds some really wonderful shine. Okay, so this final track is an amazing producer friend of mine. Me and him are actually starting a drum thing. We're going to be releasing drum sounds and drum loops. He's a drummer as well as me. And on top of that, he can play guitar. He's a fantastic producer. I love the music that he makes, and it is like, whenever he sends me a track, it's very joyous for me to master. Now, fortunately, he is very good at production and mixing, and almost always I'm just doing standard mastering on his tracks because they're so good. But of course, he works with other artists. He does the mixing and production, and then he sends it to me for mastering. So check out the before and after of this track.
Let the night demons they crawl outside, sense and reason out of sight. One more hit, you've crossed the line. See the bloody nose and the lifeless eyes, but pull it off is a Friday night. Go adolescence gives me a fiber. Pull it off is a Friday night. Go we roll it off.
But you can really hear the extra saturation, the extra width, and once again, a little bit more of the mids and highs that I'm able to bring out with really just a whole bunch of transformers, adding this saturation and width that you can get with all this amazing analog gear that I've collected over the years. But this track just sounds awesome. Even the rough sounds really good, but of course the mastered version just adds even more polish to it and just really makes it a really great sounding track in the end. Now, of course, I will link all of these artists' songs down below so you guys can actually go listen to the full track and, you know, listen to the fully mastered version from start to finish. So, of course, I make these YouTube videos, but my full-time job, as I mentioned, is mixing and mastering. So if you're looking for somebody to mix and master your track, all my info is down below so you can contact me. And just so you know, I mainly work with artists who are recording at home or just looking to have their track taken to the next level without spending a ridiculous amount of money. I think my prices are extremely fair and really considerate of the fact that I know that it is difficult to make money as an artist, as a producer, singer-songwriter these days. And so I really try to be very fair, especially with the amount of time and effort I put into each track, because I truly love music and I love working on music. I really couldn't ask for any more. So if you're an artist working from home and you just want to take your song to the next level, at least reach out and I can at least take a listen to your track to see if I can truly, you know, help take your track to the next level. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys liked the video, please click the like button, subscribe, you know, do the thing. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.